Welcome. In this opportunity, we will see the functionalities that we have developed within Business Central that are installed by means of an extension that will help us to comply with each one of the fiscal requirements demanded by the tax legislation of the Dominican Republic. We are going to start firstly with the purchase module, and we will see the fields that we have developed within this module to fulfill these requirements. I am in a test environment within Business Central, and the first thing I'm going to do is enter our purchasing module and our supplier master. We're going to go into the supplier record, and we find fields, part of all the general information, fields specific to the location, such as the type of identification, if it is a national taxpayer registry or an identity card. Also fields of characterization and identification of our supplier, such as, for example, the type of tax regime, if it is a general regime, if it is a simplified regime, the type of taxpayer, whether it is a natural person or a legal entity. In addition to this, we will find as a suggestion the different ISR withholdings and ITBIS withholdings. Here, for example, we are going to enter withholdings of ISA, and here we can create as many withholdings as we need. For this example, I have 2 created, which is 10% and 5%. Adding the ISR withholdings label to it. We are also going to find the ITBIS withholdings, and we can create how many withholdings we need, adding the withholdings or the ITBIS withholdings label. Now we go to our customer master, and in our customer master we are also going to find these informative fields, such as, for example, the type of identification. Here we can find it. We are going to find also the type of tax regime, the type of taxpayer, and also the withholdings if we want to add the withholdings. If we want to add them to our customers, clients. In addition to this, we will find in our product master the relationship of the product with the additional tax or the additional tax, right? Here we are going to find the selective consumption tax. We can add it, and we can also add what would be the general tax. That is to say, when I call this product, it is going to take to me the ITBIS of 18%, and I will also pay an additional tax of, which is the selective consumption tax of 20%. Now we go to our purchase module, and we are going to generate an operational transaction flow. And let's see the behavior of this withholding. We are going to enter a purchase invoice and enter a new purchase invoice. Now we select the supplier. Here we are going to select the supplier. We say that it is the supplier 10,000, and we indicate the invoice number, which will be test 001. Now we simply make the call of the products. Here I am going to make the call of 2 products, and we enter the quantity. The system will bring me what would be the withholdings or associated with these items. So these items, and it will show me the ITBIS tax associated with the products. Here, for example, if I want to add the additional tax to the product, we can do it. And also, if I want to modify, for example, the ITB withholding to 30%, we can do it without any problem. ITBIS withholding, we can do it without any problem. That's it. Once we are done, let's indicate preview before making the registration, and let's see the behavior of the calculation of these taxes and withholdings. For example, here we see the base ITBIS withholding tax, which would be the amount of ITBIS. We can also display the income tax withholding. here with its base and its respective amount. And also we are going to be able to find in what would be the additional tax. Here we are also going to find the tax percentage, and in accounting movements we are going to find the distribution at the amount level of the withholdings in each of the accounting accounts. This is totally parameterizable. That is to say, I indicate to the system that I want this value to go to our ITBIS withholdings of 30%, which is an accounting account. We are going to indicate a register so that our purchase invoice is registered, and in this way we take advantage of it. Done. We take advantage of the information that gives us the purchase invoice. It tells me that it was already registered, that if I want to see it, I tell him that not, because we are going to create another document. Apart from purchase invoices, we also have the possibility to make the creation of different types of documents. For example, I am going to place tester tools. And these types of documents are, for example, petty expenses or purchase vouchers. Each of these document types will have its own serial number. We observe how it moves as I change the document type. So that each type of document will have its own serial number at the time of recording, at the time of registration. Okay, here we are going to find the same information fields, and we make the document type record type. We click on register, say yes, and it is saved with our correlate, and it will be saved with our serial correlative different from the purchase invoice. And so we can also create purchase debit notes. Although in some Business Central does not have the purchase debit notes document as standard, we have developed this document that will allow us to increase the value to the invoice in this case of purchase. We will be able to find the related invoice. We are going to be able to find the fields also of retentions and others, and we are going to post it, and we are going to have also a history of invoices of registered purchases. I go to the history, and here all the purchase invoices are saved here. Now we go to the sales module, and we are going to generate a sales invoice. We are going to select the invoice of sale. We are going to indicate to him new sales invoice. We are going to select what would be the name of our customer. Here we select our customer, for example 10,000, and select the product or products and the quantity. And the same, we are going to find the fields of taxes and withholdings on the lines with the detail of VAT movements that we can visualize what would be, for example, the amounts in the base, and also the accounting movements that would be the distribution of the amounts in each of the counted sales. I indicate to register, and it is registered with the numerical correlative ending 05. I indicate that I do not want to visualize. Apart from the sales invoice, we are going to be able to generate also the different types of documents such as tax credit invoices, consumption invoices, among others. We are going to select our client, and here we are going to be able to select if it is a tax credit invoice, if it is a consumption invoice, or any other invoice. If it is a consumption invoice or any of the other invoices, each one of the invoices will have its own numerical correlative. Here we can visualize it. For tax credit, and automatically the system will select depending on the type of document I am selecting. Now we simply add the products, that we can still add the withholdings that are required for the sales module. And we indicate to register. We indicate that we want to register the invoice, and we say yes. And our consumption invoice is saved with the correlative number ending in 09. I indicate him of which I do not want to visualize it apart from these types of documents. We will also find sales debit notes and the history of the debit notes of sale. registered, and all these documents will be able to be electronically stamped. Sales invoices, consumption invoices, tax credit invoices, debit notes and credit notes. Also debit notes and credit notes. I invite you to visit our website where you will find information about our locations, our trainings, as well as information about our products such as LLB Retail. I also invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel by liking the video and be aware of the information and video that we take daily of the different services we offer. Thank you for your attention and see you in a future video.